What up, everybody? It's the Ty Rainey Podcast. Thanks for signing in or tuning in or whatever. Subscribe, share, like, support. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. What's going on out there, everybody? What is happening? There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm gonna hit the mic and everything. There's a lot of things happening now. First off, excuse me because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I went to a show last night and it ran extremely late. I didn't even perform. at this show. The show was just a long ass show. I gotta adjust this a little bit. It was just a show that was entirely too goddamn long. It felt like I just got home 10 minutes ago and the show was yesterday. But it was a good show. My man Ray Gibbs performed, Kenny Wu performed, Gene, a couple people, bunch of people performed last night. And it was a lovely event, but it was too goddamn long. Too damn long of a show. Sometimes you gotta put a cap on the amount of time that people need to be on stage and just when the show starts and when the show ends. You know, I'm a man of a certain age now. I wanna be home before like 10 o'clock if I can help that. But Jesus Christ, it was long as hell. Oh shit. Let me tell you something. When you mix liquor and food with older black people, when I say older, I mean like my mama's age. When you get that mix in the mixture, you gotta kill the show at a certain time because they ain't gonna make it. That show ain't stopped until this morning. A lot of them people are still trying to recover. I bet you 85% of them people ain't go to church. I bet you they ain't go to church. I bet you they were laying in the bed just looking up at the ceiling talking about, Lord, forgive me. But I was out drinking that Henny or that Ciroc or that champagne, whatever they were drinking out there and eating. I know it was a struggle for them to get up this morning, but God bless them. Thank you for coming out and supporting live comedy. And that's what we need. More people supporting live comedy because Lord knows support is hard to come by. Support is hard to come by, but obviously for some people, they get all the support in the world, or the country, I should say. Like our good old president. Good old president got all the support he needed to make it into office. This nigga got over 30 felonies, convicted felonies of hiding hush money. How can you still be president and have over 30 goddamn convicted felonies? 34 felony counts. How can you still be president of the United States with even one or 3, 5? This motherfucker got 34. God bless America. God bless America. Crazy shit going on. This president's gotten there, tried to take away the Tuskegee Airmen training history course for basic training for our Air Force. And if you're not familiar with the Tuskegee Airmen, right? This right here, I'm reading it off because, you know, I just need to get my facts right with some of this stuff, all right? Need to get some of my facts. This was an all-black 332nd Fighter Group that led that escorted the bombers in World War II and had the lowest record of fatalities in that war. The lowest record of people getting killed or those airmen coming back from that actual mission on record. That's something to be impressed about. And I feel it's disrespectful to even remove that type of training and curriculum from the Air Force. That's a piece of history. Not only American history, it's also black history, but not just black history, American history, history itself. You're trying to rewrite history or erase history. I bet you pretty soon he's going to say that Tulsa, what was it? Tulsa, Oklahoma? You know, Black Wall Street? That was a myth. I bet you're going to say that was a myth. That was a place, that was a black-owned area, area in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was pretty much, like I said, it was like a Black Wall Street. We had banks, movie theaters, airports, transportation for buses, everything. All black ran. Everything. It was burnt to the ground by angry racists. They were bombed on U.S. soil. Bombed. That's crazy. For them to actually drop bombs on an all-black area just because people are thriving for independence and generational wealth, that's crazy. That's pretty soon. That's going to be a lie, a rumor, not true. This is the person that you guys elected for being our president. Yeah, this is him. This is him. This is him. This is him. Now he's trying to change how the workforce is. You know, I mean, with this new act or the removal of, what is it called? The Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Act, which gave opportunities to minorities, people in the LGBTQI community, transgender, whatever, given the opportunity to perform jobs that they probably would have been discriminated against and couldn't get, right? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, go fact check it and get the information your motherfucking self. Like I said, this shit is just for entertainment. I'm not here to educate people. I'm not an educator. If you want an educator, go to a different goddamn podcast. This is not what I do. I'm just rambling off things that I'm passionate about, that's coming across my personal news feed that I feel interested in and feel like talking about. All right. I honestly think this president is a bozo. You know, I don't agree with much of anything he's done. Nothing. And I find it really crazy that during his inauguration, we had Snoop Dogg and Nelly perform. What the fuck are they doing? Nelly, Nelly, like, nigga, I don't know why. Nobody want to hear country grammar and all that bullshit. Nobody want to hear that no more. I think, Nelly, you made a lot of money. You know what I mean? You invested your money. That's great. But nobody looking for you no more, nigga. I'm not looking for no Nelly. So I never said, yo, put on that Nelly. Never. But Snoop Dogg, you really went out bad, yo. You really sold the fuck out. Got you on record saying the last time when Trump was elected president, who gonna go up there and sell out and perform for the president? And now look at you, 2025, selling the fuck out. Snoop Dogg, you should be ashamed of yourself. Really. On hood, whatever they say, whatever. But Snoop Dogg, for real, man. Honestly, what possessed you to go out there and perform for the president? Like, do you really think he's sitting around his private jet flying around like, yo, put on some of that Snoop Dogg? No, he's not. They're making fools of you. You look foolish. They're laughing at you. I don't care what kind of bag it is. Where's your integrity? Seriously, it's gone. And, you know, you probably lost a lot of fans. I know a lot of niggas ain't fucking with you no more because of that. And you know what? I really don't have any beef with anybody if you voted for Trump, or if you're black, you voted for Trump, or if you're one of my friends, you voted for Trump. Whatever floats your boat, man. I really could care less. I honestly could care less. You know what I mean? I just know that this man is very dangerous in office, just from the policies and everything he's trying to push, things that he's trying to reverse, almost rewrite or erase history, is out of control. And what's more out of control is his right-hand man. I mean, not the vice president. Fuck him. I'm talking about Elon Musk. This nigga is really the modern-day Dr. Doom. I've said it the last time. He is the modern-day Doom, or Lex Luthor. A lot of people say he's the new Lex Luthor. Could be. Right now, I read somewhere that he's trying to put an android in everyone's home. You remember that movie, iRobot? That shit ain't in that shit didn't end very well, did it? No, it didn't. And Will Smith is not going to save us in this one. No, he's not. No, and maybe I could be the crazy one saying this is a horrible idea, and probably a lot of people with me, but it is a horrible, horrible idea to have these androids just in your home. Just like these electric cars, you're going to have an android now standing in the corner looking all creepy and shit, flashing lights in the corner, just listening. I'd be damned if I have an Android at my house doing any kind of housework or whatever. Musk is using these Androids right now in some of his facilities. Said it's doing jobs that regular or human people really don't feel like doing. Maybe sweeping the floor, cleaning the bathrooms or whatever. But listen, you gonna lose your job. FedEx, Amazon, y'all people that are employed by these companies, you're gonna lose your job to an Android. Bottom line. Bottom line. I might even lose my job doing some kind of support. I do support. I might lose my job to an Android. Or the technology is getting so easy to maintain, they're not going to need most of the staff that they have at a lot of these companies. They're going to start downscaling. I'm telling you, they're going to start scaling back and jobs are going to be really scarce. The only job that's probably safe right now is if you're a creative, if you do some kind of art form, you know, and if people still have an appreciation for art. I hope stand-up comedy is not taken over by some kind of robot or AI. I hope it isn't. I mean, this energy transfer we need. You know what I mean? We need this. I don't think an Android can do what I do. I really don't think so. I hope they can't. I really hope they can't. But guess what? I won't have one in my home. They're saying by a certain year, there's going to be an Android in every home, or enough Androids produced to be in every home in America. Now, they're roughly going for about 20 grand a piece. I'm sorry, I'm not in that tax bracket to buy a $20,000 Android that is going to be doing laundry, mopping floors, and vacuuming. No, I already got a robot that vacuums. It's called the Roomba. That's what I got. It looked like a big Frisbee with brushes on the bottom that sweeps up the dirt. It helps. It helps. It doesn't do all the cleaning, but it helps. But I'd be damned if I have a robot in my house just sitting around beeping. I seen Scooby-Doo. You seen that episode of Scooby-Doo with that Android running around the carnival? And it was moving all fast like woo, 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 woo. And they were trying to chase this shit. And the Android was going wild. It was breaking things. You know what I'm saying? Fred tried to stop the Android. I think the Android chopped Fred in the neck or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm lying about that. But I remember that episode of Scooby-Doo with the Android. Never worked out well for anybody with these Androids. Never did. I can only imagine you being in your house, you got an Android, and what if that Android walks into the bedroom and starts choking you out? Getting choked by an Android. You can't stop an Android choking. Ain't no way you can stop an Android from choking you. In the middle of the night while you sleeping 3 in the morning, you in deep sleep, dreaming about something nice, Android come in the room, choke the shit out you just because it was listening to something you said that was against the administration. I'm telling you, it's some scary times we living in. I think with the advancement of technology, we are getting smarter and dumber at the same time. I think we're getting smarter by the way we use the technology, but we're getting dumber because we're so reliant on this technology. All right. I mean, think about it. I don't even know my mama's phone number. That's how back in the day, I can remember everyone's phone number that I ever had contact with in my head, or we wrote it down in a little black book. But most of the numbers I had in my head, now I can't, I'm telling you, I don't know my son's phone number. I can't remember that. I know my wife's phone number. I know my phone number. Other than that, it's gone. I'll be lost. You know what I mean? If I get locked up, to say you got one phone call to make, maybe 2. I got one shot to call my wife. It better not go to voicemail, because I can't recall anybody else's number. Honestly, the phone's made me so dependent on the phone. It's crazy. And then imagine having an Android. It's hard enough for me to keep my phone charged. Now I got to try to keep an Android charged. That Android will be at 15% all the time, just falling out in the living room. Just boom, you hear a loud crash. Boom. You know, broke the coffee table because he's out of battery life. Now, maybe they're not, maybe they're so advanced where they stay balanced and just stand still if they just run out of battery life. But what if they don't? What if they just start falling over? You know how heavy an Android is to pick up? What if it falls on your grandmother? What if you live with your grandmother and the Android falls and trips on your grandmother or something like that? That's crazy as hell. Or picks up your grandmother or elderly person the wrong way. I just don't get it. The way we going, it's going to be our demise. Y'all seen the movie WALL-E, right? WALL-E, right? If you got kids, I'm pretty sure you've seen that movie where we got so dependent on technology, we turned into big fat slobs just rolling around in hover chairs and stuff like that and can barely wipe our own asses. I don't want an android wiping my ass. My son gonna wipe my ass. That's what I got. That's why I got a kid for. That's what gets you into heaven, wiping ass. I wipe old people ass. I know I'm going to heaven because I wiped old people ass. That's what you need. You know, yeah, save the kids, make donations, all that other stuff is cool. But listen, I personally bathed and wiped old people ass growing up. I put it on everything. My grandmother, great grandmother. I got a place upstairs. I know it. I know I do. Automatic. But we gotta really be easy. We gotta watch what we doing. This administration is trying to rewrite history and erase history. And that's not cool. And I don't care who you voted for. But when you start, you're playing with people's lives. He's blaming the Black Hawk helicopter and the plane crash. He's blaming it on DEI. People weren't trained right to do their jobs because of this act. I don't think that's true. I think this was an accident. And, who's to say how many more accidents that we might have just because people are starting to rebel? I don't know. My heart goes out to the families and lives lost in the airplane that crashed into the mall in Philadelphia. It's a horrible, horrible tragedy. I don't know what was the cause of that or anything. I'm not blaming this administration or whatever like that. That's just something wild to even hear of, to even see. It was captured on film. It's not something that you want to see, but it is such an unfortunate event. And I wish peace and comfort to the families that's been affected by that tragedy. It's horrible, horrible. But right now, this administration, boy, you better buckle up. And if you got money for a robot, you better knuckle up. All right? This is Ty Rainey, man. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, share. I appreciate it, man. But until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.